So we'll get started. Let's just see who's joined here. Matip. No, I've got that pronounced wrong, brother.
It's all right, Chief.
I told you put a trader's name there for me, man.
TLG, I'll put it on next time.
Yeah, thanks. Good to see you here, man. Are you going to work tonight?
Not tonight, unless if there's an emergency, I'm off. But I'll let you know.
Sure, no problem. All right. So we'll get started, guys. This is going to be really fun. This is probably my favorite. And then, of course, the entries. We're going to have a look at market structure just in a little bit more detail and just have a look at some pattern recognition. We're going to just quickly go over yesterday's webinar in its shortest form just to make sure that we've really understood what we're taking in. There's no point moving on to day 2 if we don't understand day 1, okay? So how do we go to the next slide? We're supposed to click. Oh, okay, very good. So what we're looking at today, obviously, first and foremost, is going to be basic structure and then some advanced structure. Now, when I constructed this course, I used the word patterns, and I kind of kicked myself for using that word because we're not really looking for patterns per se. If we become masters at identifying market structure, then as we learned from yesterday, it's going to be as simple as making a decision whether we buy, sell, or we wait for a breakout for a buy or a sell. So I think next time that I record this, I will change the wording. We're going to be looking at structure as opposed to patterns, okay, today. So forget the word patterns, and what we're going to be looking at is some basic patterns and some advanced patterns. Excuse me, basic structure and some advanced structure, okay? So let's see how we get on. As I said, if you guys can get involved, that'd be fantastic. I'm going to ask you some simple questions, guys. Just throw out quick answers to me. And at the end, we've got 10 quizzes where you guys can get involved and really try to reinforce what I'm going to teach you guys today, okay? So looking at what you see in front of us, most people will know this structure as an uptrend. Most people would know this structure as a downtrend. And most people will know this structure as a consolidation or a range in market. So just a very simple question for you guys. If the market is in an uptrend, what are we looking to do with this market structure in terms of buyers or sales?
Buys.
Very good. Yeah, very good. So if the market is in a downtrend, we of course are looking to take what? Buy or sells?
Sells.
Very good. And if the market is moving sideways and ranging, we're looking to take what?
Breakouts.
Very good. Breakouts. And that will be buys or sells. Now, I know you guys understand structure as higher highs, lower highs. I don't know what they're called, something like that, okay? Everything that we've learned in Forex is obviously made up by somebody, okay? Hence the reason why you have levels like Fibonacci's, you have stochastics, you have EMAs, you have Bollinger Bands, you have everything, okay? Now, of course, I would never put anyone's strategy down because at one point in time, they all must have worked, right? But if the strategy you're using doesn't resonate with you or fit with, I'd say, your lifestyle, because if you're working, you haven't got time to trade every day, you have children, then really and truly, it doesn't matter what strategy you're using, it's never going to work. So for me, as opposed to sticking to just, this is a strategy and this is the holy grail, I try and keep it very simple. And what we understand with market structure, as I spoke to you guys yesterday, if the market is pushing up, in order to continue pushing up, it will exhaust. And in order to push up, it will make a higher high, okay? If price is pushing down, in order to continue pushing down, it must exhaust. And in order to continue pushing down, it must make a lower low. Now, price is never going to continue moving in a sideways market where it's not breaking structure highs or structure lows. It will always make a higher high and it will always make a lower low. So in its simplest form, all we're here to try and do is find the appropriate time to enter the market, to take a buy or to take a sell. Okay, and that's as simple as trading is, really. There's nothing more to it. Of course, we have to manage our risk, but that should go without saying. We're not going to walk down the street and we're not going to throw £10 on the floor just because we have £50 in our pockets. So we have to be smart about this. And of course, as human beings, we do get greedy, because if we feel that we can invest something small and get something big back, then we're going to do it. And that's why the lottery, of course, is there. And that's why, even though our chances of winning it may be very slim, we continue to invest in it. And if you don't, then all good and well. But I'm sure you get the illustration I'm trying to put out there to you guys. So as we notice basic market structure, I just want you guys to go through the rest of this lesson as up, down, sideways, either break up or break down, and that's as simple as it's going to be, okay? Now, you know we're doing a break and retest course, so you're obviously going to wait for a retest, okay? So just bear that in mind. And as we go through, just keep an open mind, keep it very simple for me, and then we'll see how we get on, okay? So with a trending structure, we obviously know that price makes higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Now, when you guys look at this structure, does this look like a clear uptrend to you?
Yes.
It does. If we look at the example to the left, we know that price is moving up, so we're simply looking for buys. That goes without goes without saying. But does this look like a clear uptrend to you? If I draw those lines, it does. If I remove them, does it look like this? Up, down, up, down, up, down?
No.
No. So we see that price stalls, it pulls back, it may stall, pull back, and push, okay? So if we're trying to look at the market and make a decisive decision whether we're going to buy or sell, and we're constantly looking for perfect market structure that looks like this, then we're never really going to get into a trade, because the truth is the markets don't really trend as often as we think they do. Okay, and because we've been so conditioned to believe that we buy when the market's moving up and sell when the market's moving down, and of course we illustrate this as an uptrend and a downtrend, we're constantly looking for clear market structure like this. Okay, we're constantly looking for clear market structure that looks like this, okay? So this what makes it harder for us to find trading opportunities, because we're always looking for the perfect setup, but it never happens. So if we look at this market structure, whether it looks like this, we know one or two things. This is your structure high at one point. What's happened here? What's price done here?
It's pulled back.
This is okay. So let me do this a bit clearer. This is your structure high. Okay, at this moment in time, price moves sideways and then done what?
Oh, it's made a higher high.
Okay. Price was obviously this is now your new structure high. Price pulled back and now done what?
Made a higher high.
Very good. And then price pulled back and done this and made a higher high. Okay. So if we can see that price is breaking structure and making new higher highs, do you not think that this is a possible indication that we can take buys with this structure? Yeah. Okay, fine. So that's simple. Let's move on. So now this is, of course, what we call a downtrend. We have lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Okay. Now, in this example, this looks really pretty because price is pushing down, exhausting, pushing down, exhausting, pushing down. In this example, we have more of a clear market structure. Price is actually pushing down, pulling back, pushing down, pulling back. Now, what we do know with this market structure is this was your structure low and this was your structure low. If price is obviously pushing down and we see that it's clear, we're sell bias in this market. So all we're simply waiting for to do is price to break what? Structure
Low.
Okay, and if price breaks structure low and makes new lower lows and fails to make new higher highs and then continues to push down, then all we're looking for price to do is make new structure
Lows.
Very good. Okay, so we both understand, or everybody understands that in a trending market up, as long as price is breaking structure highs, we can look for buys, and in a trending market down, as long as price is breaking structure lows, we can take sells. Everybody understands that clearly?
Yeah, bro.
Very good. Thank you very much. So now we have a consolidating market, okay? Now in a consolidating market, this is how we expect the market to look. Bouncing up and down like a ping pong ball, okay? Now, this looks like a rooftop that will never be broken, and this looks like a floor that will never be broken. This is what we expect the market to look like in a consolidating market. Looking at this market structure here that we have as an example, does this look like anything we see up here? If you're honest with me, does this look like anything up here as perfect as we see with my
No.
No.
It doesn't. But what we can see is price is failing to do two things. It's failing to break structure highs. So from a trending market up, we're looking for buys, and we're only looking for price to make new what? If the market is moving up, we are looking for price to break structure and make new what?
Nice.
Very good. And in the trending market down, if the price is pushing in the downtrend, we're waiting for price to break and make new structure what?
Lows.
Lows. So the way we identify a ranging market is if price is not breaking structure what?
Highs.
And
Highs.
structure
Lows.
lows. Whether the market is doing this in a trending market, bouncing from roof to floor, roof to floor, roof to floor, if it's not as clear as we have with the example here, we know as long as price is not breaking structure highs or structure lows, we are in a consolidating or ranging market. Does everybody understand this?
Yes.
Okay, because if we look at this and you start to get too technical, you can start doing trend line up, trend line down. Now this is your new structure that's not breaking these lows, and then it pushes up, and then let's take a buy. But hold on a minute, we didn't look to the left and it didn't break the structure high. Okay, so you lose this trade because you took a buy because there's a big engulfing candle. Then price starts to push down, breaks these structure lows, and then you say to yourself, do you know what? I'm going to take a sell, because if it breaks these structure lows, that means I take a sell. And then you look here and you lose the trade. And you can start getting too technical, and then it becomes really long, okay? And then you start to make mistakes, revenge trade, chase trade. But if you just draw a box like this, simply put, price is not breaking the highs and breaking the lows. So all we're simply waiting for is to price to break, come back for a retest, and then for a continuation, and vice versa. Everybody's got that clear in their minds.
Yes.
Very good. So how do we trade market structure, guys? It's very simple, okay? If the market is trending up, what are we looking for?
Highs.
Buys.
Actually, again, I could have worded this better, to be honest with you. If the market is moving up, we're looking for buys. If the market looks like it's moving down, we are looking for
Sells.
sells. If the market is consolidating or ranging, we are looking for
Breakouts.
very good. To the upside or to the downside.
Both.
And that's as basic as we're going to keep it, okay? Now, everybody knows trending market up, trending market down, and ranging markets. Now we're going to try and break these patterns down, these structures down into something that's more appropriate to what we see on the charts. Because as I said, nothing is perfect, and you're not always going to see a trending market, and you're not always going to see market structure as you do when reading books or watching YouTube. So very simply, in a trending market up, we're waiting for structure highs to be broken. In order to get into a buy, what are we looking for? Says it right here, guys.
Retest.
A retest. Why are we looking for a retest? Well, the reason we're looking for a retest is because if price pushes up and then we look to take a buy because it looks like a buying opportunity, price could potentially pull back. There's one reason for this, okay, or two reasons for this. If this is a strong structure of resistance, okay, this could be classed as a false breakout, or if price is to continue pushing up, as we just explained, it must do what?
Make a higher high.
No, let's keep it simpler than that. If price is going to continue pushing up, this is either a false breakout or it must
Retest.
pull back and retest. Why? Because price must retest a strong level anywhere on the chart where you see price rejecting, as we learned yesterday with our spear shape formation for liquidity. Okay. Now, the reason why this happens is price can push and buyers can take profits here. That will cause the market to continue to push down. Institutions can take buys based on this breakout, but if they don't fill all their orders, they have to come back to fill them. They have to. They have no choice. Okay? And until they have as many orders as they need filled, the market will not push up. Because best believe me, guys, as much as you lot take your trades and think that you've done an amazing trade, this movement in the market is not us. Okay? It really isn't us. This push to the upside is institutions, institutions, institutions. This movement here, just because you think you got in a good sell, is just because institutions have taken profits or have forced the market to come back down to pick up orders. Okay? So we need to not be too bright in the market. So we wait for a retest to confirm that price is actually, in fact, going to push up. As long as price doesn't break structure lows, then we can confirm that we are potentially going to push to the upside. And for us, it's a flip of a coin. We enter the market in the basis of previous patterns and history that price must exhaust before it continues up, okay? So let's keep it as simple as that. In a trend up, we look for a break and a retest of a structure level. In a trending market down, we're looking for structure lows to be broken. In order to get into a trade, we're looking for a what?
Retest.
The reason why we need to retest is because we need confirmation that price is not, in fact, creating a false breakout and that sellers are actually in the market, okay? And these structure levels are what's going to indicate to us that there are potential sell orders in the market, okay? So these two structures are pretty simple, and then the final structure we'll have a look at is consolidated market. Now, remember I said with consolidations and range in markets, you're not going to see them as pretty as you want them to, but in this example, we see that structure highs will not be broken, and we're seeing structure lows will not be broken. In this area that I've just highlighted, does everybody see this at this moment in time?
Yes.
Very good. Now, all we're waiting for is for price to break this structure level and come back for a retest. Once price comes back for a retest and indicates to us that it cannot break through this key level and shows the signs of potential rejection or reversals, then we look for a sell opportunity. It's fairly simple. Now, you have to understand, guys, we're using the 4-hour time frame, so we're not in no rush to enter the markets. So you can patiently wait for a clear opportunity to come about. In this example, I spoke to you guys about your engulfing candles. If you see the strong bullish engulfing candle, more often than not, especially after a pin bar like this, you're expecting the market to push up. But after a strong engulfing candle into market structure, if it's not able to break it, more often than not, it's a sign that the buyers are exhausting and sellers are coming into the market. Adding that as confluence to the fact that we've just broke out of a range in market and previous history has told us it's rejected this level, do you not think that we could potentially get into a sell opportunity once we put all of those pieces of the puzzles together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, we have a breakout to the upside here. Now, this one is slightly different, but what we do see is price was failing to break structure highs, failing to break structure lows. You guys can see this here. Can you see this?
No, I can't see that bottom bit.
You
I can't also.
But can you see my Google, my folder, my Paint, and my Zoom?
No, because
Okay.
like it gets zoomed in.
That's fine. It's only me that can see it. That's fine. No problem. Okay. So let me try and do this a second. No! Let me try one more time. Can you see the bottom now?
Nope.
No.
Are you able to see this, guys? Oh, it's come back. Screw it. Forget it. Doesn't matter. All right. So it's failing to break structure highs and it's failing to break these structure lows. All we're simply waiting for is for price to push up and come back for a retest. In this instance, you don't see this retest as a break and then a pullback and a push up. What do you notice with this structure?
There was a break and a retest.
Are
But
you
now
guys
the
still with me?
retest seems like it stayed or consolidated after the breakup for
Yeah.
some time.
Guys?
Consolidating. No.
Because it broke out and it seemed like it consolidated upon the breakout.
Hold
There
on,
was no
guys. I can't hear
clear-
you for some reason. Let me just see what's going on. Let's try again. Share. Volume. Yeah, are you back?
Yeah.
Hi.
What happened?
Yeah.
Does anybody know?
We
We're
could
all
hear each
here.
other. It was just you. We couldn't hear. Well, we could hear you, but I don't think you could hear us.
There you go, 21st century technology. Okay. So we can see price, as an example, failed to break the structure highs and structure lows. Now, the difference with this market structure, guys, it didn't give us a clear break and a retest and a continuation. But what can we identify with this structure level here? What are we seeing?
Consolidation.
Sideways, up,
Rejection.
sideways.
Rejection, exactly. Okay, so let's try and piece this puzzle together. This is a strong level of resistance. This has been indicated to us in the past with rejection candles. Okay, prices fail to break the structure level and fail to break structure lows, this clearly indicates to us that this is a range of market. Now, price broke this structure. Was it ever able to break back in?
No.
No.
No. So what we can identify is, yes, this is a range of market moving sideways, but we know that price was failing to break back into this structure level. Based on these rejection wicks, if we was to enter this market here and put our stop loss below, regardless if the market continued to move sideways, was we ever stopped out?
No.
If the market, if we entered the market here, 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 or here, based on all of this rejection, and we had our stop loss below, was we ever stopped out?
No.
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 Now, this is an extreme case scenario of price holding and showing signs of rejection. This is actually a very long period of time, but this happens. The point I'm trying to illustrate is price was never able to break into this area. So you could have looked for buying opportunities. This is also classed as a break and retest. Okay. And as I said to you right at the beginning, how you would expect a break and retest to look like will not always happen in the market. And that's where you're going to become more consistent and better traders, because once you can start to put piece the puzzles together, we understand that initially we was in a range, we broke out of the range, and we was never able to break back into the range. More often than not, based on the rejection wicks, we can start looking for potential what? Buying opportunities, exactly. So if you guys think logically, because I'm sure, you know, if you were to bring, and I say this all the time, and this is no disrespect to myself or to anybody else, but if you brought a 10-year-old to the child and to the charts, and you said to them, look at this market here, okay, what is the market doing? They're going to say to you, down, okay? If you say to them, look at this market here in this box, what is it doing? They're going to say, oh, it's moving sideways. And then if you say to them, well, now the ball has come out of the sideways box and it's bouncing on this level. If it can't go back into this box and it keeps bouncing, what do you think is going to happen? They might say, well, it might just go up if it can't break back in. And when you start to look at the markets in that ways, and I mean, that's a really extreme case scenario and probably the worst example ever, but you get my point. If it's not able to break back into this range, then this is a break and retest. Now, your only job here now is to look for an opportunity to enter the market where you're managing your risk and you have great reward, okay? And that's as simple as it's going to be. Now, we spent too long on this. We looked at uptrends, downtrends, and consolidated markets. Let's move into something fun. So now we have an advanced pattern. Does anybody want to take a stab at this and tell me what they see here? Remember, keeping it very simple and nothing more than simple.
Market is going up.
The uptrend and a downtrend.
Okay, so I should have done this first. This is a what?
Uptrend.
Uptrend.
Line.
Okay, what is happening with this uptrend though?
It's respecting the
Market is
trend
moving
line.
and making higher highs and higher lows on the way up.
Yeah, that's very true. So we have identified we're moving up, we're breaking structure highs, so we know that we're looking for buys. But in this example, we can see that price is literally respecting the trend line.
Right.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
remember when I said to you guys, you are looking for price to break structure highs and then come back to these structure levels for perfect retest. Okay? Now, this doesn't happen all of the time. So if this is your perfect retest level, is price allowed to break this structure?
Shouldn't.
Okay. Let me try and illustrate in a different way. If this is your structure high,
Yeah.
just because we see this as structure high, but this is our trend line,
Right.
why is price not allowed to break this level if we know it's allowed to come back to the trend line?
It can, and then the continuation of the trend will be determined by if it
Very
holds
good.
up.
So this is what I want you guys to identify. There is a difference between a perfect breakout and a retest of a structure high and a structure low. Price does not have to do what you want it to do. However, if you see, and this happens not all of the time, but it does, that a trend line is being respected, then a break of a structure high and a structured low and a retest back to the trend line is classed as a break and retest. Why?
Okay.
Because as long as price does not break the trend line to the upside or the trend line to the downside, we are now expecting price to find some sort of support or resistance and continue to push up to make a new structure high or a new structure low. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm illustrating this to you, even though you may know it, is because you may be looking at this market structure and saying to yourself, right, this is where price is at this moment in time. I'm now going to draw my support zone. Well, that was a bit crap, innit?
Yeah.
Let me draw it again. I like your honesty, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our support zone. So now, as break and retest traders, we are now expecting price to do what? Come back to this level. Does everybody understand what I'm trying to illustrate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because this looks like your perfect break and retest. However, just as an example, we had this here as two confirmations. And this is our trend line now. We expect price to come back here. Now, what happens automatically is your brain starts to trigger and say, yes, we can buy, we can buy, we can buy, because this market structure looks like a buying opportunity. No, actually, it is a buying opportunity, but now is the time to get into the market. But what you're not recognizing or realizing is that price is allowed to break this and come back to the trend line and then continue up. This does not mean that the structure's been broken, because we notice that the trend line is still holding. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And of course, we can illustrate this in a trending down market, but I'm sure you get the point. If the market's pushing down, pulling back, you may be looking for, oh God, this is actually perfect. Let's draw this one. You may be looking for a perfect retest. But if this doesn't happen and you have at least two confirmations of a potential trend line starting, price does not have to come back to this level. Oh, this is a good example, actually. This wasn't even broken. It just didn't come back to this level that you was expecting it to, but it did come back to the trend line. Does this mean that we cannot, does this mean that we should not look for sells? Or based on the information we've spoken about, do you think we can still look for sells, even though it didn't come back to our level that we thought it would?
We can
Look for
still look
sales.
for sales.
Cells. Okay, that's fine. So I hope you guys understand the point. What you may perceive as a perfect break and retest may not actually happen in the market. So you have to keep your mind open. And this is why I want you guys to really look at your charts in a different way. So this is one pattern that we've looked at. Now, a break and retest of a trend line very quickly.
Sorry, Rex.
Yep.
Can I ask a question about the previous slide, if you don't mind? Or questions are later.
No, you can ask questions whenever you want.
Okay. So I saw two scenarios that you presented, right? One was the market has a potential of respecting, I'm looking at the higher highs, right? Has a potential of respecting the higher highs and use it as a retest, or it can use a trend line. Can it also go to the higher lows?
No, I don't want you to complicate things.
Okay.
Once you understand, I see your level of comprehension with regards to market structure may be different to others. The point I'm trying to illustrate is that price does not have to come back to the level that you expect it to come back to. But if price is confirming that it's holding on a trend line, then you can expect that if it comes back to the trend line again, this is still classed as a break and retest. So this is not a break of structure level highs or lows. This is still a trending market up, but this time affecting the trend line only. Does that make sense?
So much. Thanks, man.
That's fine, no problem. You'll see more as we go along, okay?
I do not session.
All right, bro. All right, I'm cool.
Okay, I just had to mute because the microphone is bouncing. Okay, fine, no problem. So let's just keep moving on. So this is a break and retest of a trend line. We have one confirmation and two confirmation here, okay? Now, we're looking at market structure in this fashion. We see prices pushing up, making new structure level highs. Now, remember, we said here, that as long as price is not breaking structure level lows and structure level highs, then we can look for a break of the structure and a retest and a continuation, and a break of the structure high, a retest and a continuation. However, what we have to note with this structure is, even though this is now our range in market moving sideways, we can see that we have 2 points of where price is respected and now formed a trend line. So if price decides to break this structure with this range of market, do we look for sell opportunities straight away? This is a big question.
No.
No.
After the trend line is broken.
Right, because we see that the trend line has been respected. We can clearly see that we are taking what based on this market structure?
Support.
Buys, exactly. Even though the range of market has been broken, and we know that once range of market has been broken, we look for a retest, we have to use logic. So we cannot yet take a sell because we are buy bias. We now have to wait for this trend line to be violated, and then for price to come back to this structure level to confirm a potential sell opportunity. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
We're not going to get excited just because we see a bearish candle, because you have to understand none of this information is here. Okay, none of this information is here. So if you try and really hone in on this, what I'm trying to illustrate, and look at this. This was a range of market. Price broke this range of market, and now you can start drawing and saying, do you know what, potentially I can just wait for a retest and a continuation. Can everybody see that structure I'm trying to draw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have history that tells us that the trend line is holding. So now we have to patiently wait. If we're buy bias in the morning, just because we have a structured break like this, we cannot change our bias until price completely violates structure and then confirms that it's potentially going to push back down. Okay? So we have to be patient. So this is very simple. This is what you may see as a trend in market, not as pretty as you think it would be in real life. However, we know clearly that price is moving up and respecting the trend line. So let's move on from this one. No, forget about that. Now, this is a trend line retest. How do we trade it? Well, you know what, guys? Let's keep it very simple. With regards to a trending market up and a retest of a trend line structure like this and a downtrend structure like this, how do we trade it? What are we looking for price to do?
We were looking for price to respect the previous higher high and the trend line.
Very good. So the indication of how we trade this is structure highs being broken and the trend line being what?
Respected.
Very
Respected.
good. And that's as simple as trading break and retest on trend lines. Okay?
Yeah.
I want you guys to really get that in your head. If you see price doing all of this and all of this, don't change your bias and say you're taking sells. Okay? Just because you see the wicks. What this should get you excited for is that price may push down to where you are looking to take your trade, and then you look to get into the market. Because this is where you will lose most of your trades, when you try and piece too much of the puzzle together. Don't get me wrong, if price is pushing up and we're expecting price to come back, and we're expecting price to come back to the trend line, we know that price must exhaust. So we could take sells, but at this moment in time, I don't want you guys to get too advanced, okay, with trying to get into those sort of trades. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And of course, how do we get into trend line retest to the downside? We simply wait for price to come back to the trend line, and that is it. Indications that price is pushing down is just breaks of structure lows. That's as simple as this is going to be, okay? Let's move on to the next one. What do we have here, guys? This is a trend line what?
Break.
Very good. This is a trend line break, okay? So we have our trending market to the upside. We are now expecting price to hold the trend line based on what we just learned. But here in this example, what happened?
It broke the trend line.
Broke the trend line. Now, just because this trend line is broken, does this mean we're looking for sales?
No, we need confirmation first.
We need
because
confirmation first. Exactly. So for confirmation, we're going to wait for price to come back to a structure level. Remember, it's not going to be as perfect as this. And then to confirm that it's going to continue to push down or potentially push down. Now, we're going to move on to something very pretty in a minute. But if price is not able to come back to find some sort of resistance, what is our second point of confirmation that we're looking for sales?
The retest.
Okay, if price is not able to come back for a retest, what is our second sign of potential sell opportunities?
A new low.
Very good. This is our structured low, and now price has broken the structured low. So if we start to look at this market structure, we could potentially see that it's going to continue to do what? Push down. And as you guys learned from Monday, in order to buy, we must make a higher high. In order to sell, we will make a lower low. That's as simple as trading is, okay? We just need to identify when the best possible opportunity to enter the market. This is our downtrend. We can see price was respecting its trend line. We had a break of the structure. Price came back for a retest and then confirmed that price is going to continue to push up. If price was not able to come back to this trend line, we're simply waiting for a break of structure high to confirm that this high has been taken out and a retest of structure to confirm that sellers are still in the market after potential exhaustion. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. So if we have a look at this example, does this look anything like what you guys see here? Have a look. Have a look. It doesn't, does it?
The first one was indicating a trend line break, but does not reach retest yet. But the
Right.
second one, it indicates a trend line break, and it went to where, in fact, we were supposed to respect the trend line and found resistance.
Very good. Okay. So now I love the fact that you've mentioned that. This is our trend line. What has happened with our trend line?
Been broken.
And broken.
How do we know it's been broken? Because if we look at structure, was price ever able to break this trend line?
No.
No.
So this is an indication to us that this market structure below this trend line is clearly bearish.
Yes.
At any point of this trend line being violated, what is that first signs or potential indication of?
Can you
Reversal.
repeat?
Yeah, a potential reversal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if this is a 4-hour chart and we're on GJ right now, how many pips does this move?
Only about 60.
60, 70 pips. Now, if price has broken this structure and pushed down to this structure, but rejected it, what is this first signs of?
Bullish movement.
Okay. If price has broken the trend line, came
Yeah.
back and rejected, leaving a wick, what is this first potential signs of?
A retest.
Reversal.
Okay, we know we're reversing or potentially reversing because of the breakout. So let's move on from reversal. Let's try and go into something a little bit more deeper than that. We have reversed already, okay? Let's say we reversed already. Follow this market structure. Trend line break. Okay, this is your break.
Yeah.
Price tried to push down and done what?
Rejected it.
Retest.
Rejected it. Was this candle able to break this rejection? This structure?
No.
No.
Was it able to break this structure?
No.
No.
What is this level called?
Support.
Very
Support.
good. Now, does this example look anything like this example?
No.
No.
We have break and retest. We have break, fail to continue to push down, fail to break, retest, rejection, and push. Is there anything different with this example and this example as an overall?
No.
No, but this example is more clearer and this one's a bit more obscure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But based on simple market structure, trend line was violated, price broke the trend line, attempted to push down, failed, never broke, failed, and then potentially pushed up. These are 4-hour candles. You only really need 1 or 2 of these to confirm that this is now support level. Okay? When you guys can start to identify these patterns in these forms, I promise you this is where you're going to accelerate in your learning and then obviously your trading abilities. This is a 4-hour chart. If we drop down to the 30-minute chart, would this not look like this? Or something like that on a 30-minute chart?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
would. Okay. So if we're focusing on the 4-hour time frame, I need you guys to start trying to identify what we see here. Okay. We got our overall picture from the simple fact that the trend line was being respected and now has been violated. Everybody gets that point.
Yes.
Very good. We have a trend line structure being respected. We have a break in this trend line. Okay. We see that this time round, we have a clearer retest of this level. Now, this is your first example of price failing to break structure. And then, of course, somebody's microphone is feeding back on us. Oh, no. Kath, if you have headphones, it'd be great if you can grab them because I like you getting involved. If you can grab some, it'd be fantastic. Or maybe just turn your volume down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Will
we'll
do.
go from there. Let me know when you got them. We'll give you a second. Okay. So we look at this second example. We have a clearer break. We have a pullback at a structure level. Now, how did we come up with this level? Well, this could be your first example, okay, or confirmation, and this could be your potential entry. Now, can anybody identify where there is another possible confirmation that we could have entered a sell around this level? Looking at this market structure, this is your trend line up, this is your break. Now, this becomes your new structure what?
Low.
Low.
Price has done what?
Broken structural low.
One moment, before we break structure low, this is now your new structure low.
Yeah.
Price has now done what?
Gone back
Retest.
for a retest.
Retested.
We don't have this level yet, okay? Use your imagination. Broken the trend line.
Yeah.
This is now structure low. Price has now done what? It begins with a P.
Pull back.
Pull back. Has this structure level broken any highs?
No.
No. So we know at one point this candle must have been green. So it was attempting to push up.
Yeah.
Exhausted, which now made this your new structure high, looking at this level, okay?
Yeah.
And this is potentially your new what?
Resistance.
Very good.
Resistance.
This is a 4-hour chart, guys, okay? So there's a lot of candles. There's 4 1-hour candles and then rest of the mass. I can't bother to do it. Price then pushed away from this level, pull back to this level, okay? Was it able to really break the structure high?
No.
No.
It failed. When it attempted to break the structure high again, was it able to break it? We have a wick, rejection. Was it able to break it?
No.
No, it failed. So we have 1 example, 2 examples. You could have taken a sell here, maybe got stopped out, but that's okay. We lose 10 pips, we jump back in, and we take 50. Now, if you jump back in the market here, do you think you would have taken pips from the market? If this was GJ, how many pips would this have been? 70 pips.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So all I'm trying to illustrate, guys, is that structure may not be what you know it to be, but what we do know is once price is broken from this trend line and made new structure lows here or here, wherever you want to draw them, it was never able to break structure highs. It pushed down, came back to this level where it first rejected. It created a new resistance for us, and then it gave us an opportunity to take sells based on this one factor, that the trend line was violated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Too much sense,
Yeah.
man.
Very good. So let's have a look at this. What do we see with this structure here, guys? Ladies and gentlemen.
We see initially an uptrend. When you look at the first line, an uptrend, then price tried to go back to structure higher low. It did not break completely. It went up to higher highs and did not break the higher highs.
What do we call that?
It's a pullback, yes, sorry. Pullback.
Yeah, that's fine. What do we call that? What is it? What is this? That's very true, but again, it's very technical. So I want everyone to scrap higher highs, higher lows, lower lows, whatever it is. I want you to use break of lows and break of highs. Okay, this is how we're going to keep.
Equal highs then.
What is this called? What is this called, guys? This is called a what?
Double top.
Double top.
Double top. Do you know when we take a double top?
Oh,
When we're
Resistance.
looking for what? Buys or sells?
Sells.
sells.
But we're only going to look for sells when we know that price is potentially going to do what?
Hold respect the level.
Verse.
No. We're only going to take a double top if we expect
the
price to
retest.
do what?
Retest the high.
Okay, I'll give you the answer. We're only going to take a double top when we expect price to push down.
Okay.
Okay, we're only going to take double bottoms when we expect price to push up. Now, let me illustrate this to you. If this is your trend line pushing to the upside, what happened with this trend line?
Violated.
A violation of an uptrend and market respecting the trend line is a potential first sign of what?
Reversal.
Reversal.
Confirmation of a reversal is price coming back to a structure level and rejecting and pushing down, or breaking a structure low and pushing down. If this doesn't happen, the way we gather our confidence is by waiting for price to come back to a major level, and this is what we call a double top. We will never take a double top just for the sake of taking a double top. We will take a double top because we are looking for sells. And I know that sounds stupid, but if price is pushing up in this formation and never violates this trend line or any structure lows and then comes to push back up, do you think it would be wise to take a double top at this level?
No.
Because price hasn't indicated to us just yet that it's ready to go down. So
Yes.
if price at this moment in time rejects this level with and gives us a double top without breaking the trend line structure, what are we now waiting for? Price to break what?
Low.
A low, and then come back for a what?
Retest.
And that is confirmation to us that price is potentially doing what?
Reversing.
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 Starting to make a downtrend.
Yes, exactly. But we always need confirmation.
Yeah.
So we don't want to get excited by double tops, even though they look really pretty. We want to find confluence in our trading. In this example, and for double tops, we're only looking for the price to reverse and push down. In this example, price violated the trend line, came back to a strong structure level where it was not able to break before. Can we take sales from this level even though we haven't broken a structure low?
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Trend line was violated previously.
Very good. And that's as simple as it is. The
Can
first
I just ask? Sorry.
Yeah.
So, do you know how do we not mistake the first violation of the trend line? Because it's going to retest. And then what if you were to mistake that as the sell instead of expecting it to go back to the major level?
That's a very good question. Now, if price violates a trend line, okay, this could be called a what also?
A breakout.
No, a false breakout.
Oh,
Yeah, which happens all of the time. But then if price comes back to a structure level, these are 4-hour candles, and starts to leave wicks based on violation of a trend line, previous price action, combined with wicks, we have 3 confluences. That is a potential sign of what? Price is reversing.
Reversing, yeah.
Now, we don't know if our sales are going to work. Nothing is 100%. Price could break the structure and come back and continue up. But our aim as traders is to rinse and repeat what previous history has told us, okay? And combining the confluences that I'm teaching you guys today, you will be able to become more consistent. Now, in trading, and most institutional traders and bankers trade around 50 to 55% win rate. But this is how their trading looks like. Don't view this as up and down. View this as something else. Something would look like this. Something will look like this. And then look like this. Something will look like this. Something will look like this. Something will look like this. And then something will look like that. Something will look like this. Something will look like this. Something will look like this, and then something will look like that. These are institutional bankers taking trades. What are these examples of these small candles? facing down?
Retail traders.
No. These are trading opportunities. What are the small candles? If something goes down, it's usually bad, right? So what are we using this as an example of, these candles? Losses. Okay? And then we have a big candle. What is this?
Cells.
Sorry, guys, I'm confusing you. These are losses. These small candles are losses. Okay? These big candles are wins. Does it look like they win more than they lose or lose more than they win?
They win more.
No.
They lose more than they win. But you notice when they win, what happens?
Wins are larger.
Win big.
They
They
win
win
big
big.
and they maximize their wins. So
Oh, yeah.
if we take this trade based on the fact that trend line was broken, it's come back to this level, and we know previous price action has given us signs of potential reversals. If we lose this trade, should we care?
No.
No.
Because we take a small loss. If we take the trade again and we take a small loss, we should not care. If we take the trade again and we take a small loss, we should not care. Because if we take it again, we could have a big win. And then if we take it again, we could have a big win. And if we take it again, we could just get into a humongous trade and win. Now, how will you ever know what this feels like if you don't manage your risk properly? We are never going to know 100% that this is going to hold, whether we know that it has held in the past. We just have to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I hope, carry on. No questions. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're getting technical, but the point is, and it's valid what you're saying. Even if it does continue up, bro, the point is it continues up. It just means that this was a false breakout, and it is what it is. We're never going to know the full 100. But we just have to try and piece the puzzles together as much as we can, take our small losses, and then when we win, maximize them. Okay?
Yeah.
We have the same example here, trend line down. The only time we take a double bottom is when we're looking for buy opportunities based on a reversal of the market. Why? Because what we're looking for is for price to hold and then have a change of structure. A change of structure is going to be either a break of what?
High.
A structure high, or in this example, a break of what?
Trend line.
A trend line that's holding. Does this make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Very good. Let's look at this example very quickly. Now, does this look anything like what we just looked at just a second ago?
No.
It really doesn't.
No.
Okay. However, I promise you, this is probably one of the most common patterns you're going to find in the history of trading. We see price was respecting the trend line. Everybody agrees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Price broke the trend line. It came back, and then look at previous price action. We have a 4-hour candle failing to even come back to the structure level, came back and rejected it. Now, if you're not able to, and I'm going to show you how to enter the market, which is a phenomenal way, and I think it's going to be a game changer for you guys. But we notice it came back to a strong level of resistance where it's rejected in the past. Adding confluence together is broken the trend line that it was previously respecting before. Now, if this is happening, there's one or two ways we can enter the market. Can we look for a sell at this opportunity here?
Yes.
Yes.
If you're
Yeah.
not comfortable taking a sell opportunity there, what are we now looking for?
A break of the low.
Is this our structure low here?
That could be a minor.
Okay, this is a 4-hour chart, guys. We have confirmation the trend line's already been broken. We have
Yeah.
second confirmation that price is not breaking structure highs. We are now potentially in what bias market?
So
Down.
Cells.
Right. Remember yesterday I said to you guys, you can draw lines anywhere you want on the chart. If you make it complicated, you're just not going to get in any trades, period. And if you do get in trades, then what's going to happen is that you're going to find you're getting into too many trades. Let's keep it real. Trend line's broken. Price is failing to break structure highs. We have rejection candles. Forget this price action that you're seeing here. Please forget that for 2 seconds. This is all we can see. Okay? Pass this line. Once price is up here, is this your structure low?
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You can look for a break of the structure low immediately if you feel confident to do so, or you can wait for what?
Retest.
Retest.
Does this look like a retest to you?
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
good. So you see how we're taking a complicated looking market and trying to make it very simple, just using the market structure knowledge we have, which was respect to the trend line, break of the trend line, fail to break structure highs, rejection wicks, break of structure lows. You see how we're pulling the pieces together?
Yes.
Trying to find any information here, here, and back there, way back there. We're just trying to keep it simple. Okay? If we look at example number 2, we have trend line being respected. Price came to this level, all of a sudden rejected this level, pushed up, broke the trend line. Now this is the first sign of what?
Of reversal.
A potential reversal.
Okay.
Price pulled back, never came back to the trend line. Okay, what to do? We now are looking for one or two things. For price to come back to a support level, do we start drawing support levels like this? At this moment in time, if it's not clear.
No.
No, there's too much information happening, too much traffic here, okay? So we just wait patiently. And these are the market structures you need to look for. In this instance, this is our price action. So this is now a new structure so now we are looking for price to break the new structure high. Now, if price breaks this structure high, the only time we can get into this market is when? Price.
And a retest.
Okay, fine. If you're able to find a retest at this level, absolutely fine. If you lose this trade, we don't care. Now, if price starts to reject like this and start to push down, does this now mean we look for sell opportunities?
No.
No.
No, because
Yeah.
we haven't really broken any major structure lows. Even if we do start taking out these lows, what must we now wait for? Price.
Double bottom.
Very good. If you find a sell opportunity at this level, then you are obviously using your knowledge to the best of your ability, because combining everything you know, price pushed up, failed, broke a structure low, came back to retest the structure low. So now you could potentially look for a sell, even though overall bias is up. Okay, so there's a bit more advanced. What we patiently wait for is for price to come back to a strong level. In this instance, this is a bit too perfect, and then find support to continue pushing up. Is this making sense, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Let's move on to another example. What do you see this as?
Short. It's a down market. The first picture.
Okay, so this one you're saying is a short market. Why is this a short market?
Because it looks like there was a higher high. There was a push up, then a high, then it went down, but never returned up to.
Wow, very good, bro. Very good. And what do we see with this example?
This is actually like a reversal, it's just a upside down of the other one. Because you see,
I actually flipped the picture, so you're absolutely right. But why is it a reversal? Price.
Because it's confirmed. We have a confirmed high. In this one, we have a confirmed higher high because it took out the previous high.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So
Good stuff.
it took out the previous high, it took out the previous low. And remember our last example, it looks something like this, right? This is a potential what opportunity?
Double top.
No, forget what it is. It's a structure-wise, it's a potential what?
Selling opportunity.
Sell.
Okay, and if price does this, it's a potential what?
Buy.
Buy opportunity. So price failed to do what?
Come back to support and resistance.
Are you seeing how we're trying to put all the pieces of the puzzles together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. So I don't know if I made this up, and I don't care if I did, but I understand it as this. It just missed the double top and it missed the double bottom. Okay? Now,
Yeah.
it doesn't look as pretty as we saw in the last picture, but what we can envision is that price was pushing up very strong. It broke its structure trend line. It tried to come back for a double top and failed to do so. Now, the fact that price failed to do so, based on this rejection, we may not exactly know that price is going to continue to push down. However, what we can start to identify, if we start to draw a structure like this, price is now doing what?
Stepping down.
Very good. Now, if you want, based on your knowledge of the market and signs of rejection and understanding what price is doing, this is actually a retest where I just drew the candle.
Yes.
This is actually a retest, but you're only going to find this on the 1 hour, 30 minute. Okay. And this is how you get into tops and to bottoms. Not that I agree with it. However, let me ask you something else. If you're not comfortable with piecing the puzzle together, that price is pushing up, it failed to make a double top, which will obviously give us a nice clear indication that it's potentially reversing. We now can see prices stepping down. We see that price started to reject and was never able to break this structure again. If we go to the lower time frames, this is now a retest. If you're not comfortable to take a trade there, you are now looking for a new what? A structure low, right?
Yeah.
We're not looking down here. We're trying to look, obviously, what we see here at current price. And I'm a big advocate of this. So what we will have to wait, and these are 4 hour candles, guys. So this is patience. This is 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours. And then when price is up here around, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 hours. What are we starting to see with this here? This is now becoming a what?
Support area.
Support.
Support.
Can we, exactly. So can we now look for potential break of this structure low?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we're now in a sell bias market based on the fact
Yes.
that price is stepping down, it's
Yeah.
failing to push up, it never came back to its structure highs, it's broken its trend line, it's violated it, and now we can see it starting to push down. So we can start looking for retests. Can you guys see where I'm starting to piece the puzzles together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. If you're not comfortable with taking trades this advanced, and I wouldn't say advanced, or your eyes just don't recognize these patterns yet, then just simply wait for major structure levels to be broken so that you can clearly visualize them. Actually, in this instance, this was my example here, because as far as I'm concerned, I see that price is rejecting. This to me is going to be classed as a what?
False breakout.
Very
Strong
good.
support.
Yeah, false breakout. So this was why I drew my level here. And then what can we see? A major structure level has been violated. Remember, before this price action was here, it came back to this level. Remember what I said about engulfing candles, but reverse. This is
Yes.
bullish. This failed to break, and then we can start to see price rejecting. If you're not able to get into the trade here, what are you simply waiting for? Price to break the structure low. And this is all you guys are going to keep doing. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Okay. And the more you do it, the better you will become. Put £100 in your account and trade with 0.01 until you become consistent. Okay.
Yes.
And that's all I'm trying to explain to you guys. Until you guys can start to recognize this, just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And the more you practice it, the more you start watching EastEnders and Friends and Celebrity Get Me Out of Here and study your charts and really, really dream about this crap, yeah, then you know what? I promise you, if you're able to do this and just take some time, even 20 minutes a day, you can master this. You will make your life much easier. And we're not looking at intrinsic patterns. We are simply looking at basic price action, but just in different formations. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this example here, we have trend up, price failed to come to this structure support. This is first signs price is doing what?
Continuing.
Let's keep it very simple. Price is now doing what? We call it stepping up, okay? Right?
Yeah.
Let's use the information we know or the knowledge we know. Price is stepping up. The trend line has been violated. We are now potentially looking for what in the market?
Buys.
Very good. We now see that price is doing what?
Stepping up.
We're stepping up again. And then at this moment in time,
Retest.
It's still finding resistance. It's going sideways.
very good, sideways. So remember, guys, we're only ever looking at the market is up, down, or sideways. Okay? So we're buy bias at this moment in time. Okay? You guys will be able to use this, and as I said, it's very personal, and everybody interpret the market differently. If you guys can visualize sales based on your knowledge, then fantastic. But for now, just keep it very basic. Price is stepping up. We see this. We see prices moving sideways. Now, if we see prices moving sideways, but we know that the trend line has been violated and price is stepping up, should we really be looking for sales at this moment in time?
No.
No.
The only time we're going to look for sales is when what?
if it breaks out of the support area there and retest.
And does what?
Retest.
Retest. If it doesn't retest this level and fails to come back to this level, we are simply waiting for price to break the structural low here or the major structural low here. Is this making sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. But now that we're by bias, what we can start to do, and this is why it's going to make your life easier at work, at home, when you've got family or haven't got time to trade. You look at this market structure, you say, this is UJ, based on the trend line being violated, price is pushing up, stepping up. This morning, I'm only looking for buyers. So when you come to the market and you see the market pushing down, or you see the market hovering, or you see the market rejecting this structure, do you care at this moment in time?
No.
No, because you are only looking for buyers. So you're going to save yourselves a lot of time. Okay, you make your bias in the morning, you stick to it. Just like you guys, if you were on the live sessions this morning, I made my bias about 7:30 in the morning, and then we just played it out. A lot of them were correct. Maybe I didn't get an entry, but who cares? The point is, when the time is right, you'll get into the trade. Price then broke the structure and then came back for a retest. We had this rejection wick. Now, this is a 4-hour candle. Are you in a rush to get in a trade at this moment in time?
No.
Based on this example, no, because more often than not, price must come back to a structure level to do what?
Retest.
Retest.
Yeah, or find liquidity. Okay?
Liquidity.
Yeah.
Very rarely will you ever see price come to a structure level and just zoom down, or come to a structure low and zoom up. These kind of situations are very unique. In this example, you had 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 hours worth of the price holding this level. Does this change the fact that price was rejecting it and potentially pushing down?
No.
No.
No. Okay. So the point is, price broke the structure low, came back to resistance. We have 8 hours worth of the candle. Well, we don't know how long it was here, but 2 4-hour candles at this level. Was there a rush to get into this candle as soon as the 4-hour candle opened and come to this level?
No.
No. Okay. So the best thing that I can advise you lot to do is just wait for one 4-hour candle close. If the market leaves you, then oh well. Just move on and look for another opportunity. You want at least one 4-hour candle close at structure level to confirm that it's potentially rejecting. Because even if this was a strong resistance level and you miss this move, we now can do what? Wait for a break of structured lows and then look for a potential retest opportunity. Do you understand how micro we're trying to break this down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do a quick recap, guys, okay? Very quickly, and then we'll go on to the quizzes, which is very fun. What structure is this here?
Up.
Very good. And we're looking for what with this market structure?
Buy.
Buys. What are we looking at here? Buys or sells?
Sells.
Sells.
Oh.
Why?
Broke of trend line and previous structure high.
Thank you very much. This is a range of market consolidating, moving sideways. What are we looking for?
Break and
Breakout.
retest.
Let's break it down into 2 parts, guys. We know we're looking for break and retest. That's what we're doing the course for. What break and retest? For sales or for buyers?
Both.
Very
Either.
good. Very good. We have this market structure here. What has happened with price?
Reversed from a downtrend.
Very good. Failed to make a double bottom, which obviously is a clear indication of a potential reversal. So we're simply waiting for price to break structure highs and give us a retest. What is this structure level here, guys? Respect of?
Trend line.
Down the line.
This is a double bottom indicating a potential
Buy.
We know it's a buy.
Reversal.
Very good. This is a double top indicating a potential
Reversal.
Reversal.
for what side?
Sell.
Bounce.
Yeah, very good, very good. This is a missed double top. So this is a sign of potential
Sell.
Down.
reversals, looking for sells.
Retest.
Here we have a respect of a trend line. So we are looking for what?
Sell.
Sells.
Sells.
Sells. This price structure here, don't know what it looks like actually. This is, yeah,
Downtrend.
very good, thank you.
Yeah.
And then here we have our final one. This is a what?
Downtrend reversal.
Trend line break. Reversal.
Break.
Very good. Yep. Very good. Fantastic, guys. Okay. So this will be available for you to go over yourselves, print off, draw them yourselves. I know it's pretty crappy, but hopefully you understood where I'm coming from here. Okay. So
Yes.
let's move on to quiz number 1. Now, guys, I have not made this easy for you. However, I want you to look at the market structure from right to left. I want you to make a bias on the market based on up, down, or sideways. And then I want you to illustrate to me what you see. Now, I know that sounds like you have to make a big explanation, but what do we see with this market structure? Initially, price is doing
Going up.
what?
Price was coming down.
Price is doing what?
Moving up.
Moving up.
Moving up.
So we're potentially looking for buys. Now, before we had a buy opportunity, price was doing what?
Moving
Going
down.
down.
Down. Now, remember, we expect a trend line down to look something like this, or you know what I mean, innit? What you've been watching in the books.
Yes.
This is a 4-hour chart. So this is 4, 8, 12, 16 hours worth of movement to the downside. Could this be classed as a potential trend down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. If we go to the 1 hour, 30-minute time frame, I'm sure we'll be able to find a pretty looking trend. What happened after price was pushing to the downside very, very harshly, or in this manner?
It broke out of the trend
Pulled
line.
back.
Broke out of the trend line. Price now failed to do what?
To break
Make a low.
structure low.
Now price is starting to step up. So we are now looking for potential buys. How are we going to get into buys? We're going to look for break of structure
High.
High.
highs, and we're going to wait for price to break the structure high. You can look for an immediate breakout if you want, or you will wait for price to do what?
Retest.
Retest. Do you guys realize how many 4-hour candles here? There is a hell of a lot. However, if you are patient enough to wait for these structures to develop, and there are plenty of charts for you to do so, then you can potentially then you can wait for these setups to develop and then potentially get in the trade in the right direction. Does this make sense based on this pattern?
Yes.
We have a trend line break, which is a first indication of price reversal. Price failed to break structure lows and now made a new structure high. Price is obviously moving in a sideways market. However, we're still biased based on the fact of this information here. We are simply waiting for price to either break the structure level low to come back for a retest to confirm a continuation to the downside, or we're waiting for price to break structure highs to come back for a retest and hold, giving us at least 1 hour's worth of indication to confirm, of course, resistance, now support, and then look for a potential buy opportunity. Is that pretty simple?
Yes.
Let's look at number 2. Again, this is not easy, but I think you guys can get it. Please don't shout out head or shoulders. Let's just look at this. Price is now currently doing what?
Down.
Going down.
So based on this structure, we are potentially looking for sell opportunities. Forget about where you draw this. And I know most of you are going to come to me after. Well, not most of you. Some people may come to me and say, where do you draw your trend line? I really don't care. If you draw it like this and it works for you, then fantastic. If you try to draw your trend line and you see that it's respecting multiple levels, then that works also. If you decide to draw it from the wicks to the wicks, then that's also perfect. Or if you decide to try and match up with everything, that's fine. The point is, you're only going to take a perfect retest of a trend line when price comes back to what?
Retest it.
Just
Until it comes back to the trend line. So if it doesn't come back to the trend line, do you enter a trade based on a trend line retest?
No.
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 So it just means you missed the opportunity. There's
Yes.
nothing hard about it. It doesn't mean somebody drew it better than you or knew how to draw it. It just means it just didn't come back, so you don't take the trade. Okay? So we're looking at the moment at price moving down, so potentially looking for sells. How do we gather that information? Well, if we look to the left, we can see price was pushing up. Everybody sees this.
Yep.
Price broke the trend line. Did price come back to its structure highs where it rejected in the past?
No.
No.
It missed the double top, which is obviously an added confluence to the break of the trend line. Price is now doing what?
stepping down.
Very good. So now we're looking to get into the market based on the fact that price has made a new what? Level of?
Resistance.
Very good. So now we can wait for price to continue to push down, to break structure level lows, and then potentially come back for a retest. Does this happen every time? Perfectly how we want it?
No.
No.
No. Just because price breaks this level, does this mean that we're looking for buy opportunities?
No.
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 If price comes back to this level and finds support and then pushes up, could we look for buy opportunities?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. But in this instance, price is pushing down. It is breaking structure level lows. Just because it comes back into it, is it breaking structure highs?
No.
No. So now we're still in a what bias market.
Sell.
Down.
When price breaks structure level lows, when we drop to our lower time frames, we can start looking for small retests, which you guys will start to identify. Now, if you don't get into a trade based on price breaking the structure and coming back for a retest, once price gives you a new level where you start to see wicks forming, you can start drawing your structure level lows, okay? And then as you start to notice, price starts to respect these levels. And this happens every single time, I can promise you. You understand, guys, what I'm trying to illustrate here with
Yes.
this number 2? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Let's have a look at number 3. I don't know how long we've been on here. I'm sorry if I'm taking up your time, but we'll get through this very quickly. This is number 3. What do we see here, guys? Very simply.
Starting to reverse.
Okay, starting to reverse. In this instance, we have a double top. Now, don't get anal, guys, just because price didn't come back here. This is a double top, okay?
Mhm.
Why do we gather that price is reversing? Trend line up, break of trend line, price came back to a strong level of resistance and then continue to push down. If you don't get in a sell here, it just means you're too late. You now wait for price to break structure level lows and then look for a retest for a sell opportunity. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Mhm.
good. The number 4, what do we see?
So price going up.
Price going up, very good. Previous to price going up, price was going down. What happened?
Breaking
Sideways.
trend line.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so before we start building a sideways market, what happened? Price started to,
Break trend line.
okay, before that happened, it started to
Reject.
reject. Then price done what?
Broke the
trend line.
trend line.
Very good. Price then pushed back down, started moving sideways for some period of time, was failing to break structure highs and lows. And then, okay, if you want to look for a sell here and you found a sell, does this mean that you would have lost this trade? No, because
No.
if you got in this trade, you could have secured it at break even. But overall, we're still in a buy bias market based on the market structure. So we are now waiting for price to come back and make a what?
About bottom.
Double bottom. Or for price to break structure highs and then come back for a
Retest.
very
Test.
good. Just because price hasn't broken this structure high, does this mean that we cannot take a sell based on this information or this information? Can we take a sell based on this information here
A
and this?
sell or a buy? A buy.
Sorry, beg your pardon, a buy.
Yeah, we could take a buy.
We could
Yeah.
we could take a buy based on everything that we've just put together. Trend line break, rejection wicks, strong level of support. Okay, price was ranging, never broke structure highs or really broke structure lows. When it did, we can't take a sell just yet. We have to wait for these structure levels to be broken, found support and came back. And obviously we found our retest and then the market moves up. Does
Yeah.
everybody understand that example?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Very quickly, what is this one, guys? We see the market
Up.
Up.
up. It's respecting its.
Trend line.
Trend
Trend
line.
line.
Very good. In this example, we see price pushing down, and what is it doing?
Respecting the
Respecting the trend line.
Very good. We can take a trade based on the respect of the trend line or look for a break of structure lows. If price doesn't come back to these structure lows but respects the trend line, can we still take a sell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Number 6, what do we have here?
Up.
Yeah, we have an upward moving market. This is a tiny bit difficult, and this is why it's very important to do your charts every morning, guys, or every evening, so that you can build a story based on what price is doing. Okay, price is moving up, so by the looks of it, we're looking for buys. Price is pushing down, broke its trend line, blah, 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 blah. Based on this break of this trend line, what can we see? Price never really come back for a double bottom, and we can see it never really come back to structure levels at this moment in time to show some sort of retest. But what we can see with the structure level here, price came all the way back to it and done what?
Rejected.
Rejected. So this is a buy bias market based on all the information we've put together, pulled away and came back. And what do we call this?
Future.
A retest. Now, this is a 4-hour candle, so we have 4 1-hour candles. Do you not think that 1 or 2 of the 1-hour candles will have shown signs of rejection before this rejected violently? Maybe this is an extreme example, but just try and use your imagination. At least, right. Then we have 8 30-minute candles. Do you not think that would have given us some sort of confirmation before the price rejected this level to show that it may be holding?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. And that's how we try and piece the puzzle together. And then, as I said, I'll show you how to enter the market in a very powerful way that will just take away all the other elements other than the fact that we're just trading based on market structure. Okay. 3 more quizzes, and then I'll ask you a couple final questions. What do we have here for number 8?
An up market.
Yeah, this is a bit more difficult. So this is an up market. What happened with this trend line?
It's broke.
Broke. So what is this a potential sign of? Price is doing what?
Reversing.
Reversing. Price never came back for a double top, which is very good, and started stepping down. But what happened in this instance?
Took out the structure high.
This is a 4-hour candle, right? So this is a first sign of a support, resistance. So we could have taken a sell here. Price broke this structure low, so we could potentially look for a sell opportunity based on this structure. But was price ever able to break this structure low here?
No.
No. So once we start to see price rejecting this level, we're now looking for price to do what? 2 things. To pull back, to break the structure low, and come back for a
Retest.
and then continue to push down. If price does not break these structure lows, but continues to push up and break structure highs, what market are we in now?
A bull market, a buy market.
A bull market. So we've reversed extremely quickly within a very short space of time. And even though we know what market structure looks like with the violation, the fail to come back for the double top, make a new structure lows, we need to use logic in saying this could have been a sell, this structure break of this low could have been a sell, but now price is failing to break this structure low. So now I will wait patiently for price to either come back to retest one of these levels to look for a sell opportunity, or to break structure highs and then indicate a retest for a buy. Can you see this?
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Let's have a look at this one. What do we see here with this market structure? Bit difficult, this.
Down. It looks like it's broke out of a range.
Very good. So the price is broken out of a structure range. We see that for most of the period of time, price wasn't breaking the structure highs or structure lows. Eventually, price broke out of this structure, and then look what happened. It went into a new range. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it went into a new range. And you will find this happening a lot. And remember I said what you guys want to see out of a range is a break and retest, which looks perfect like in the Naked Forex or YouTube. But this doesn't happen all of the time. So you have to identify this and not be hard done by to it. Yes, okay, fantastic. It broke out of this range. We can see it has. But why try and complicate things and say, well, it's broken. This is your retest. This is your support. Why not say to yourself, let me clear my charts and look at this clearly. This was broken, this range, but now I can see price has gone into what?
Sideways.
Consolidation.
Again, so now we're simply waiting for price to break. This is your break, guys, okay? And then price has come back, rejected, and done what?
Went down.
All down. We don't know when this happened, how this happened, but what we can see initially that this range now was broken because this is a break. This is a break. And then if price has to come back to this level, it must have been green at one point.
Yeah.
Okay. And if this is a 4-hour candle, we have 4 1-hour candles, 8 30-minute candles. Do you not think we would have started to see first signs of rejection on the lower time frames?
Yeah.
We wouldn't.
Yes, we would have. So this is how I want you guys to look at this market structure, even though it's not going to be as pretty as you expect it to be. And this is just the final one for you guys. What do we see here as well?
Up.
Yeah.
The market up, so we're potentially looking for buyers. Now, I want you to look at market structure to the left of where I drew my arrow. What is price doing?
Broke the trend line.
Well, depends how you draw this. What I see from this market, of course, I'm going to know what it is because I picked it, okay? And I could make this up. But if we keep it real, okay, we did see price was moving down. That's clear, okay? But then all of a sudden, price started to reject the lows.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then price never broke the structure high, but managed to stick around this level. What is price doing between these two levels?
Just ranging.
It's moving sideways. Would you agree with me?
Yeah.
If you don't want to draw it like that, as I said, it's how you perceive the market. You can draw it like this. Whatever you want to do, it's really up to you. But in a ranging market, we are simply waiting for price to break to the upside, which is this is your break, to come to the downside. Now, remember I told you about your engulfing candles, but in reverse. You have a strong bearish candle pulling into a resistance, turn support level, and done what?
Rejected.
And then what do we see price do?
Go up.
Move away.
A new trend formed.
Exactly. If you don't want to take a trade based on this support that you've drawn, then you simply wait for market to break structure highs. Just because price pulls back and breaks what you believe is going to be a support level, as long as it doesn't break structure lows, you're still in a what bias market? Buys.
Buy.
Okay? And then you just wait for price to break structure lows. And if this is what you're looking for, do you think you could have gotten a buy here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you're waiting for price to pull back to this level, but it doesn't manage to do so, you're just simply waiting for structure highs to be broken. Once price breaks and comes back, this is a 4-hour candle. Do you think you could have bought at this level?
Yes.
Very good. So you see, guys, how we're bringing market structure together and trying to piece the puzzles together. If you guys started making up stories about Three Piggies and Little Red Riding Hood, then you've just done too much analysis on the chart. My best advice for you to do is to look away from your chart for 10 seconds, look back at it again. Your only bias on the market should be up, down, or moving sideways. Then you piece together the puzzle. Now, you may not get it right every single time, but what I want you to do when you're looking at your MT4 or your trading view, you are only going to be looking at the information that's directly in front of you. Do you understand?
Yes.
I don't want you to go back to the left, and I don't want you to start minimizing your charts, making it bigger or smaller. Simply just stick to what's in front of you. Make sure that you can see your candles clearly like this. They're not too scrunched up together, and they're not too big. Okay, and this will help you really get a bias of the market. The more you practice this, guys, the better you will become, because once you can start piecing together that yes, this is a violation of a trend line, or the market is starting to range at this moment in time, price is broken the structure and come back for a retest, or price is respecting the trend line, or breaking and retesting the structure. There's so much information to be processed. If you look at the chart and you see it's moving up, you are taking a buy. If the market is moving down and looks like it's down, you are taking a sell. You then piece the puzzle together, come up with a conclusion, and if you say buys in the morning, you take a buy. If you're looking for sells, you take a sell, and you keep it that simple. If you miss an opportunity, you must wait for a new opportunity to arise. If you start to overcomplicate things, then you're going to just really, really cause yourself more headache than it's worth. So I want you guys to either go over this video, go over the market structure drawings that I attempted to do, and really go and look at your charts in a different way. Okay, don't rush into trading. Just look at your charts in a different way. Practice, practice, practice. Everybody that practices what I'm teaching you guys and help each other to really identify these patterns, I promise you, you will accelerate your trading. Screw off, man. All right. So just a final note.
Rocks,
Yo.
I may have to quickly go now.
Yeah, well, we're done, brother. Thank you for coming, okay?
All right, cheers. I'll check the
Take
video.
care. All right.
Cheers, bye.
Excuse me, guys. So final note. Very simple question. When do we take a trade?
After the retest.
Yeah, and we have a clear
Direction.
of what?
Trend.
No, market structure.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Kath, for getting involved. right? So we only trade when price comes back for a retest and we have a clear understanding of the direction of the market structure, okay? As I said, if it's up, we buy. If it's down, we wait. We take a sell. And if it's sideways, we wait for a break up or a break down, okay?
Yep.
So I hope you guys could take something away from what we learned today. I know it's a lot of information. We've run over time a little bit, so I do apologize for those that had other commitments. And this will be uploaded to the Google Drive